Hello. Today I'd like to speak about the corruption that is afflicting Bangladesh. It's a culture of corruption and impunity that is very dangerous for the nation. Now, corruption has existed in many developing countries, but over time they have slowly reduced it and perhaps not eliminated it, but almost completely eradicated large instances of corruption. There's freedom of information about government contracts. In Bangladesh, obviously, this doesn't exist. And one glaring example is the Adani power purchase agreement, which Mr. Tawfiq Elahi Chaudhry has said that it is not available to the public. It's a state secret. Such agreements, such one-sided and terribly harmful agreements should not be made secret. Of course, it's an Indian agreement with an Indian company, and our foreign minister has declared that India and Bangladesh are in a husband-wife relationship. I suppose that makes what India is doing to Bangladesh, it makes it legal. So there is a husband-wife relationship. So what India is doing to Bangladesh, everyone understands what I'm saying, becomes legal. So it's a very dangerous type of thing to say. That freedom of information is extremely important. We need to know about government costs. We need to know about the costs incurred in construction, in various projects, compared to the private sector, compared to comparators in other countries. For example, when the power plant was built here by the Russians with Indian quality control, I'm sure some of you will be alarmed when you hear this, the cost is estimated now at over $13.5 billion. A nuclear power plant of the same capacity was built in India, albeit a few years ago, at approximately $3 billion. So the question is, why is there an extra $10 billion added to our cost? And the Prime Minister should be made to answer this particular question. There are stories of massive corruption which seem to be justified by this figure. Another number, again, it's in a World Bank report, is the cost of the per kilometer cost of road construction in Bangladesh. You'll be fascinated to hear this, we are more expensive, our roads are more expensive per kilometer than Switzerland, Germany, Japan, and the US. How can this be? Everyone knows the low quality of our roads and how much maintenance is needed even after construction. And yet the cost is higher than these Western countries. Now, the corruption that is taking place in Bangladesh is terribly harmful for the country for a number of reasons. Number one, resources are being taken out of the country through corruption. They are being invested in rich Western countries. These are the countries where the corrupt want their families to live. They want their wives and children to avail of the comforts of a country with the rule of law after destroying the rule of law in their own country. So the Awami League corrupt people, they seek to siphon their funds abroad, and they have done so very successfully. The main destinations have been Belarus, the UK, Finland, Singapore, and Dubai. But Canada and the US also, there's a share of money flowing to these countries. We would need the cooperation of those countries to get that money back, but perhaps there will be a time when we will start doing so. Now, corruption is bad because it's taking money out of the country. It's also bad because there's a massive misappropriation of funds that should have been used for other better purposes. Okay? The money that is stolen in road construction could have been used to build more schools and better schools and to pay teachers more. Teachers are underpaid, and that's a particularly serious problem in our country. And making sure that our children are well fed is another possible use of the money that we will save from corruption one day. So corruption results in a waste of funds. And thirdly, it results in a buildup of debt. Most of these corrupt projects result in massive debt burdens for the country. This debt will have to be repaid through taxes and by the people of Bangladesh. So we are essentially funding the corruption that the Awami League is conducting, throughout the country in every sector. Finally, the most perhaps pernicious aspect of corruption is the disincentive it gives to hardworking people. I give the example of someone who pushes a trolley, a talagari, and that person struggles all day through the streets of Dhaka and earns 50 taka. I can see them sweating in the heat and through their exertion. And I just think for 50 taka, he's struggling like this. And other people are making money, thousands of crores of taka, through corruption. It's not fair. And that person, when he knows that this is happening, he also will be concerned that this is not fair, and he will be angered by the injustice in the society. Eliminating corruption is therefore an important element of ensuring social justice in our country. On the topic of social justice, I will speak next. Thank you.